Hey, so today we're talking about Ummagumma, or Ummagumma, Pink Floyd's fourth studio album. Oh, it's part live, part studio. And I think it's a very underrated album. Uh, People don't see it for what it is. It's a band that's in crisis, that almost has no future left. Actually having a future by recording the new album. I don't think they really knew what to do. This is their experimental state. And without Sid, they're still trying to find themselves. And they're about one album away from finding themselves finally. So Ummagumma, the disc one is a live disc. Not much to say about it. It has Astronomy Domini, Careful That Axe Eugene, Set the Controls for Heart of the Sun, and Saucer Full of Secrets. Good performance, good quality recording. And then we get to the studio disc, which I don't get. Everyone talks about the live disc, but never the studio disc. Like, the studio disc is just it's just forgotten. It's usually never touched upon very much. Like, this is one album that no one really talks about that much. So it starts out with Sisyphus by Richard Wright. I think it's a really good piece. Experimenting on the piano, keyboards, everything. I think it's really nice. And then we get two pieces by Roger Waters. And that's the acoustic number Grantchester Meadows, and the avant-garde concrete piece, several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooving with a pick. I like both of them. I've always loved Grantchester Meadows. It's a really nice acoustic song, and I've always liked several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave grooving with a pick. Especially the part towards the end where he starts talking like a Scottish accent or something. I think it's a really cool track. People don't get it. It's really, I think the album's genius. It's unintentional though. Like, they didn't mean to make this extraordinary album, but they did. Who else would have thought of doing a song like several species of small furry animals? If you really sit down and think about that, you'd understand it's really a great album. And for a band that almost didn't pull through, that almost ended, I think for your album for a band like that? Uh, I've always liked it. I lost track of, I lost track of this. After Roger Waters' two pieces, we get David Gilmour, David Gilmour's piece, The Narrow Way, which part one is an acoustic number with sounds in it. Really cool sounds, actually. I like that little twink, that squeaky sound that that comes up during part one, and that sound. And that song is adapted from Baby Blue Shuffle in D major, which was recorded at the BBC session at 68. Uh, Notifications. Anyway, part two is kind of, it's mainly a riff, guitar and bass riff with sound effects that slowly fade in, and as the music fades out and distorts and everything, and then this drone starts. It gets a little higher, then lower, until it fades into part three, which, in my opinion, is probably the best song on the studio album. I don't know, there's a lot of really good songs on there, but that one might be the best, actually. Not too sure. Yeah, it's a really good piece by Gilmour. I think Gilmour should do it live. What's next? Nick Mason's piece, The Grand Vizier's Garden Party, which I actually really like. How the drums at the beginning go, and all the percussion sounds, and the repeating of the percussion sounds. It goes and how it like sounds like it cuts in and out of the sound. That was cool too. And also I forgot to mention, part one is called Entrance, part two is called Entertainment, part three is called Exit, and parts one and three is this really nice flute tune played by Nick Mason's wife. I believe her name's Lindy, something like that. But yeah, I really like that piece too. Overall, I give the album a 10 out of 10. One of my favorites. Usually when people think of two double albums, I don't think they really think about Ummagumma being one of their favorites, but it is for me, one of mine. So 10 out of 10. Not all these albums are gonna get a 10 out of 10. You'll start seeing, but I think most of them are. Anyway, that's my review of Ummagumma. Thanks for watching. Say your opinions about it. See you next time for Adam Hartmother.